Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla. Today we're going to be continuing where we left off in the Artisan of Glimmith. So it's a cute little puzzle game where you have to make like pretty artwork, but there's certain rules, right, that you have to follow. So for this one, it's called the restraint for this level is rose windows. So it's saying that each region contains exactly one of each symbol. So meaning there's going to be different shapes that you're going to make, and they each have to contain one of each symbol, but you can't have a shape kind of be between these borders, right? So we have to use logic to determine what the shapes look like. So for this one, we know this one has to come out and down, right? Because there's these hard borders. And we know there's going to be only two shapes, right? Because each region must contain one of each of these shapes, and there's only two of the squares to the circles. So we know there's only going to be two shapes we're making. And we know that this shape can't be the same as this shape because it can't break this barrier. So we know this is going to be a different shape than this one. So what I'm thinking is this blue one comes out and down, and then maybe it's also this shape, and then so this one can be, oh, but this can't be. Ooh. So then actually this, you're supposed to not be able to have to guess. So we know that this one has to connect to this guy because we can't have a shape that looks funky. So those are going to have to connect, which means this guy's going to have to come up and around. Oh, I just figured it out. They're just two little loops like this. Oh my gosh. That took me way too long. They're just two little loops. It really tripped me up. I need to not second guess myself because I thought, oh, I don't know. I did not second guess myself. Sorry, that was a bad puzzle to start this round on, but I promise they'll get better. So again, each one needs to contain one of the symbols, so we know that these guys can't be in the same group, right? Because you can't have more than one. And then we have to have stuff coming out from the corners. So you do little dead ends. This guy has to come up. He also has to come this way because he'd be blocked in, which means that he can't come down. So this is the same shape. How do I change the colors quickly? Oh my gosh. Go away. Like this. That's how you change colors. Okay. So then it can't touch that. It could come down one, but it can't come over here because then that's blocking it. Which means this guy has to come down, which means this guy also has to come down. But this could, oh, this can't be this shape. So we have to block this guy off. Oh, which means this guy has to belong to this red, like that. Which means this guy's going to have to come down to get a red. And he can't come down here because he blocks this shape off. So he's going to be a part of that red. This guy's going to be a part of that red. And now we just kind of have to fill in the rest to make like the rest of the squares fit in. Fill in. Nice. There's a cute little check progress button up here to see if you've messed anything up, if you're really stuck on a level, which is pretty cool. All right, shape bank. So there's two other mechanics. This one is called Gemini, where the regions on opposite sides have to be the same shape, and like a delta, where the regions on opposite sides of this line have to be a different shape. But we also have the shape bank, where each shape, all regions have to be either the 3 long or what I like to call an elbow macaroni. So for this one, we know we're going to have to at least come down, and that these two have to be the same. So if we had an elbow macaroni, this could also be an elbow macaroni actually, and it could also be like this, but we don't know for sure. So right now we'll just wait for that one. This guy is going to come up at least, and this guy has to be a different shape from this guy. Ooh, tricky. This guy has to come down, and we know this one. Okay, so this one has to be an elbow macaroni, and these two regions must be different. So we know this one has to be a 3-piece because these have to be different shapes, right? Which means, okay, this and this have to be the same shape, which means this has to be a 3. This guy has to be an elbow macaroni. So the one touching this must be a 3, and it can't come up because this would block this off, so it has to come to the side, meaning this has to be an elbow macaroni. This has to be a 3. These have to be the same. So then these are together. These have to be different, so that this one has to be an elbow macaroni. This one has to be an elbow macaroni, which means this one has to be the same as this, an elbow macaroni. Oh no! Oh no, I did something wrong. There's at least one mistake. Oh no. So when that happens, I'm just gonna restart from fresh. What did I do wrong? Everything entered so far is correct. Oh, it's just gonna be macaroni down like this. Hey guys, I'm so sorry I did that puzzle twice. Oh my gosh. I didn't see it like that. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Okay. Oh gosh. All regions must be this shape. So like this. We know it has to be like this to start. Oh my gosh. Please make the same shape. And then like this. Oh, too big. Bro, make it together. Okay. And then like this. And then like this. And then bada bing, bada bang. And then bada bing, bada bang. And then bada bing. Oops, bada bing, bada bang. And then bada bing, bada bang. Why is it not rainbow colors? What's going on? Why is it this? Oh my gosh, now they're like really ugly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not as good at this as Alien's Rock is, but it looks like it got shades on, so that's cute. I can't believe I did that same puzzle twice, and I was so close. I just messed up like one thing. Oh gosh. Okay. So again, these can't be the same. These can't be the same. This has to come up, but it can't go there, so this is going to be blocked off. Has to come up and around at least, but it can't be on this. It can't go like this, so it has to be blocked off like that. There's going to be 3 different shapes. So I'm thinking it has to come down like that, like this, and then like that. Yeah. Okay. There's so many. Let's start over here. All regions must be this and have to contain at least one of these. Or only one, right? Exactly one. So anytime there's 2 touching, they can be split. Which means this guy has to go like this. This guy has to go like that. This can't be a shape because they have to have one of each. So that can't be a thing. So this guy, go away. Erase this stuff. This is going to have to come up and go like that and either be this way or that way. We just don't know yet. Oh, but if it was this way, this couldn't be a shape. Right. So it's got to come this way and then connect up like this, like that. And then this is a shape. And then this is a shape. This is a shape. And this is a shape. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm freaking talking about. All regions must be a 2x4 and contain exactly one of this guy. Okay. So let's start with this one. 2x4 can be this way. It can also be a 2x4 this way. It can also be a 2x4 that way. And all the ones in common are these 2, right? No matter what shape it is, which way it goes, these 2 are always united. So this one can't be a 2x4 this way. So it's got to either be a 2x4 up or like down or something in between there, or it could be to the side. But all of those have this region in common, at least. So those go together. For this one, it's got to be a 2x4 up or down. And all of those have this 1, 2, 3, this square in common. Meaning that this guy has to come 2x4 that way, I believe, right? And so this one has to come here because these guys got to be attacked somehow. Oh, which means that this has got to be like this. These got to be together because we've got to get this guy somehow, and then up like this, up like that. I think this makes sense. Like this, and then like that. Yep. Okay. What about this one? Okay, so it has to be a 3 like this, but which each contain a red and a blue. So those can be blocked off, which means that this has to be like that. This has to come down and extend this way, right? Yeah. This has to come down, extend that way. Oh, they're different color. I need to always switch the different colors because I like the way it looks when they're random colors. Shoot. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This has to come down, but it could go this way or it could go this way. So we'll leave it for now. But this has to come out. It can either go down. Oh, it can't go this way. So it's got to come down like that. And this one can come up and it can't go this way because it blocked. Oh, it can't. This. Oh my gosh. No, because this one can't come all the way across to get that red. So this one's got to come up. Oh my gosh, I click the wrong button all the time. This one comes down like that, and then this one like that. Oh yeah, awesome sauce. So many different. Are these two different sides? Are these two different paintings? They are two different paintings. So let's start on the left. Or not paintings, but like these. We're only 3 away from completing this mural. Okay, each region contains exactly 1 of each symbol. So these have to be different, these have to be different. In order for this blue one to also have a yellow, because it can't come here and go to the yellow this way. So it means it's got to come down and get the last yellow this way, right? That's the only way it can, because it can't go through itself. It can't go through itself here to get the yellow. So it's got to come down this way to get the yellow. This blue has to be with this because that's the only option. We have to get a yellow and a green. But same here, it couldn't come down this way and go through itself to get the yellow. Or it couldn't come down here and get the yellow because it already has a red up there. So it has to come this way to get that yellow. And then to get the green, it could either come this way or come around and swing that way. So we don't know for sure which way that guy comes. So but this yellow down here has to come up, grab this green, and now he's got to get a red and a blue. So I'm thinking, right, he's got this red and he's got this blue. And then this red, green, or blue, green, and red connect. Maybe they snag around and get this yellow, and then this guy gets that green. Oh yeah, awesome sauce. Let's do a harder one. Which one's the hardest in here? There's a 3 level. Oh my gosh. Okay, this looks really intense. Each region must contain 1. So there's 4 separate regions, but these regions have to be 2 different ones. There's only 4 regions, but you can always do it using logic. I don't think there's any way. Oh, we can go like that. Oh my gosh. 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 This one has to come down. This one has to come down. It also has to come this way. And it can't be touching that, so it has to come down. These are 2 separate regions. Now this one has to come down. Yep, that one sure has to come down. But these can all be done using logic. Everything entered so far is correct. Good. What can we do? Oh, you can just click the region to make a different color. You don't have to click corners. You just have to click a region. All we know is that this blue can't be part of this red because it would break everything. But this could come around and that could come. No, this red can't be a part of that one either. So I'm thinking we need to leave this space open for maybe another red, like maybe up here, to come around. But I'm thinking this has to be a part of this shape because there's no other way we could get like a different shape up here. I don't know, because you're not supposed to have to guess. You're supposed to just be able to like do it on your own or do it using logic. Oh my gosh, this one's overwhelming. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of messing around. We know this one can't come up because it'd be in 2 different shapes. So this one has to come down like this, and then this comes down. But these can't be the same shape because they'd be on the same opposite sides of the same line. So we can cross that one off. These can't be the same shape because they'd be on opposite sides of the same line. So we have to block that off. This can come down. These still can't be the same shape because they'd be opposite sides of the same line. So we block that one off. This means that this one comes around, but can't be with this shape because they'd be on opposite sides of the same line again. This one comes out. These blocked off. This one comes out as well. Blocked off. That's what I've got so far. It can't come up because it'd be on the opposite side of the same line. So that is blocked off. This guy comes up, can't go up, opposite side of the same line. So we block that off. Meaning this one has to come down and around. This one has to extend a little bit farther than it. And it can't come up. So it's got to come up and around, up and around, up and around. Different shape. Right? I think this is right so far. Everything entered so far is correct. Good, 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 good. So then this one, right, they have to come up and around similar like this, different shapes, right? So then this one has to come up, but it can't block these off because then they wouldn't have their red and blues. It can't come there, so it has to come up one more. But these had to be different shapes. These have to still come up. And then I'm thinking, oh, this can be blocked off because there are two different shapes. I'm thinking this has to connect with that, but we don't know that for certain, and I don't want to jump to any conclusions, right? Because they're supposed to be able to do it without any guessing. This one can't come over because it's going to block that, so it just has to keep coming up, meaning that this one has to also come up one more. So this one's also got to come up one. But so does this, because it can't come this way, and it can't come down. So this has to be something else. Which means that this one's got to come up. This one's got to come all the way up. These are two different shapes. This one's got to turn the corner. So does this one. Everything entered so far is correct. Good. I hope that's not. I don't consider that cheating because I'm making sure. Right. So this one has to come up. Okay. Right. I'm getting there. I like doing it using logic. I'm thinking. I'm not supposed to guess. Oh, this guy's got to come out one more, which means that this one's got to come out one more, which means that this one's got to come out one more. We can just keep kind of snaking them. This guy's got to come up. Okay, which means that this one's got to come up like this, which means that one's got to come up. Like little snakes. And they said there's only one solution, but this guy can't come this way because it'll be on the same side of one line. So meaning this is a shape and it comes out like this. This one's got to come out, this one's got to come out, this one's got to come out, this one's got to come out. Just keep snaking them. Which now I think, because this blue's got to connect to a red somehow, and I think that's the only way to do it is this red. This one's got to connect to a blue. This red's got to get to a blue there. This blue's got to get to a red. There's a red here. Okay, so maybe it's like this. These guys connect, and then these guys connect. Cute. That was definitely a level 3. It probably could have been more. I struggled on that one a little bit, but I was also like having to talk through my thought process to like figure it out because I was so stuck. Okay, so this one either has to be a 1 or a 4, a 1 or a 4, and these have to be separated because they can't be touching. Right, so this one can't come up and do a 4 this way, so this one's got to be 1 by itself, and then this guy's got to come up. Oh no, it doesn't have to. No, yes it does, because it has to snake a 4 or snake a red. Right, so then this one is by itself because it has to be. I can't touch these red guys. This guy's got to come out. This guy's got to come out, which means they've got to be 4s because they can either a 1 or a 4. This guy can be 1 by itself. This guy can be a 4. It always goes back to the yellow. I want different colors. Oh my gosh, they're all the same color. Okay. This guy can't be a 4 because it'd be touching that, so it's got to be by itself. This guy can be by itself, or by like that, and then these guys are 4s. Yeah, which then I got, yes, rose windows. I got that guy done. Okay, so maybe I want to try different mechanics. So maybe I will just keep unlocking new doors and then I'll come back to the other ones later. But let's try the harder ones. Let's go over here. Ooh, okay. These guys are pretty fun. I like the ones where it changes. I like the ones with the Delta and the Gemini. So we know this one has to be a 1. Oh, and so there's no restrictions on the type of pieces. So this one has to be a 1. And all we know is that the one on the opposite side of it has to be something different. So it can't be a 1 piece, so it has to at least come down. The same as this one, it can't be the same as the 1, so it has to at least come down. But then this piece touching this one has to be the same thing. But this one can't be a 1 because this one can't, so it has to come out. So this, right, this one, these have to be the same shape. There's no way they can't. But we've got to make this shape somehow look like this. So maybe they just have to be There has to be something interesting we can do, you know, to make them look the exact same somehow, because this has to come all the way down, and we've got to figure out how to make this one look the exact same as this one. Okay, one thing I've noticed is that the rest of the spaces, there's 7 left, but that has to be divided equally amongst 2 shapes, right? So there's going to be one that's just like by itself. We know that. There can be like one by itself or something to that effect. Okay, so we know this one can't come down because there'd be no way for this to make that same shape. So this one has to come to the left. All right, so then this one has to come down. So we've got to, I don't know, we just got to make it look like that on both sides. Right, and then this one can't come this way because we're on the same side of the same line. So we cut that off. I feel like I just can't see it quite yet. I just can't quite see it. Is that the same? Those are the same shape. Oh, that one messed with my brain. I just couldn't see it. It wouldn't, like my brain would not see that shape. No matter what it did, it wouldn't see the shape. Oh, at difficulty 4. Oh, good God. Okay, at least we have a shape bank for this one. So this one has to come up. I mean, and then it has to come over here because it's got to get, like this one would come out and this one has to come out as well. So these had to be the same shape. So that's a 3. That's an elbow macaroni. And then we have to also get a staircase in there somewhere. These have to be different. So this one's got to be a part of a staircase. Like this. Is that a staircase? Look like this? Right. Okay. Oh my gosh. But okay, let's just do the ones, the dead ends we know have to come up. This one has to come up. And because we know this one's going to be a part of a staircase, the one touching this one has to be an elbow macaroni. But we don't yet know if these are the same shape or not. Right. So this one's got to be a part of a staircase, but it can't be like this because it would block it out. But it can't be to the right. So it's got to be a staircase like this, right? Like that. And this one's got to be an elbow macaroni. And this one we know has got to at least come up no matter what shape it is, however you slice it. Okay, and then this one's got to come out, but it could stair step or it could go up. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just lock in. Let me make these different colors for now, just so I can like have some peace of mind. Okay, so this one we know these two have to be different regions, right? Because we can't combine those two. That doesn't form anything that's in our shape bank. So these two guys had to be different. I don't know if how that helps us, but it might. All that means is this guy is not a part of a stair step. Oh, but it could be this. No, because then this would mess up. So this guy's got to be a part of an elbow macaroni. But whether it's like this or if it's like this is anyone's guess. And I know it seems obvious, just guess and figure it out, but you're not supposed to just guess. You're supposed to be able to just figure it out on your own. But these can't be like this because that one's left open. Okay, so then we can't have it come this way because then we do this and this wouldn't be a valid shape. So the only way we have left to complete this area is if we have 2 stair steps like this. So meaning this one has to be an elbow macaroni. So does this one. So does this one. These all have to be part of an elbow macaroni. Like separate ones, obviously. But let me just check. Everything entered so far is correct. But whether or not these are all separate is anybody's guess. So let me just try to I know I said I wouldn't use this, but if we have this, then that would force this to happen, which would force, we could do something like this and then like that, but that wouldn't be correct. So maybe we go like this. No. We shouldn't have to guess. We should not have to guess. I keep saying that and I keep messing up. Regardless, we know this guy has to come out at least like that. We don't know if these guys which shape everyone belongs to. Maybe I'm just gonna try. Like that. Okay. Solve a heart-shaped puzzle. That's cute. I got fed up with of trying to just logic it out. I just had to try. Alright. Let's do a few more in this area. Let's just get done with this section. I'm doing easier ones though, because those were difficult. Either a 2 or an elbow macaroni. So let's do elbow. These have to be the same shape, so this also has to be an elbow. Okay, these have to be different, so this has to be either a 2-piece that way or 2-piece that way. But this guy's got to come up. This guy's got to be the same as that, but we don't know yet if they're both elbow macaronis. But this one has to connect to that one because this can't be a 1. These got to be different, so this has got to be a 2, like that. These got to be different, so this one's got to be a 2 this way. And then a 2, and then a 2, and then a 3, and then a 2, and then a 2. And then there you go. Man, doing a difficulty 1 after difficulty 4 is like a game changer. I know I said I wouldn't do this, but I want to. Really bad. Okay. So, it's either got to be a 2 long or a 3 long like this. So let's start over in these corners. So it's got to at least come out 2. Same as here's got to at least come out 2. But the ones on opposite sides of each other must be different. But that doesn't automatically mean that this connects because it could be like down like this. But these have to be the same. So this one has to be a 2 long either that way or that way. But we at least know this shape is complete. Oops, oops, oops. This shape is done. And we know any shape we make this way is touching this shape. So the one touching this shape has to be a 3 long. Yeah, and if we go, like, if we make a 3 long this way, it'd force this one to be a 3 long. But we can't because they'd be different shapes. So the 3 long has to come up and down. So either like this or like this. But we know at least has to contain these 2 squares. So can block that off there. This shape has to be the same as this shape, but it could either be a 3 long or a 2 long. We don't know. We don't know. These have to be different. Okay, I'm at least going to draw barriers here. That just helps me visually. So this could come here and force this 3 down. But we don't know yet because this could also just come up like this and it would still follow all the rules. So we can't do anything with that yet. What can we do? Okay, I've stared at this puzzle for the longest time trying to figure out what logically I have to do next, and I can't figure it out. So I'm just going to start throwing stuff at the wall because none of this makes sense to me. So if this is like this, this has to be a 3 then, which would make it come down like that. This would have to be the same thing as this, make it come down like that. This would be a 2. This could be a 3. This could be a 2, which means this one have to be a 3. Which means this one have to be a 3. Which means this one would be a 2, and then a 2, then a 3. I don't know how that's supposed to be logically done, but I just went ahead and did it. Okay, let's do a level 2 puzzle over here. Alright, so we either have a straight up and down, an elbow macaroni, or a 3 long. Those are the 3 options that we have. And all these ones touching have to be the same shape. So this one has to at least come up like this. But it also has to come up 3, because otherwise it'd block that guy in. So that's a shape. Which means that this guy has to be the same as this. Also the same as this. So we have to have a 3 that way. Like that. We also have to have a 3 touching this guy. But if we made a 3 this way, this guy couldn't be a 3. Because it just wouldn't work. So it means this guy, the 3 has to come up like that. Oh yeah, which means this is a 2. Which means this is also a 2. Which means that this is an elbow macaroni. Which means that the one touching this is also elbow macaroni. And the only way to do that is to make it like that. Elbow, and then a 3. Gazinga. Bazinga. See, I want to keep challenging myself, but some of these levels are freaking tough. All regions must be either this or like a lightning bolt. An L or a lightning bolt. Alright, so let's start with our dead ends. This has to come out like this, and at least like that. This has to come out, but these gotta be different shapes. Which means that this one has to come out, and those have to be different shapes. This has to come out like that. And so this one has to at least curve. Oh, but no, it could come out in different ways. Okay, because these could all be elbow macro. Oh, no, sorry. There's two options. So none of these can be a lightning bolt. So they've got to be one of these. An L shape. And the only way to make it this or like something else like this. So we don't know yet. But we are getting somewhere. Which means that this guy's also got to be an L. Some freaking how. This guy's got to come out. And it can't be an L this way, so it's got to come up like this, at least. But it could be no, it couldn't be a zigzag. Oh yes, it could, because this. We're going to try that theory. An L shape like this, and then an L shape like that, and then a zigzag. Yay! Alright. What is this? A 2? Okay, same. These ones are, I like this mechanic, the Delta and the Gemini. So that. So this has to be a 1 piece because the only way it fits. And then this has to be something different. So it can't just be a 1. So it's got to at least come down. This same as this one. It can't just be a 1. So it's got to at least come down. Let's change those so they're different colors. And then these both have to be different. So at least one of them's got to jet out. But we don't know which one because one of them could just be a 2. But this shape has to be the same as the one over here of some sort. And because this one can't jet out like an elbow macaroni, this one can't either. So I think that means that these are locked in place as 2 2s, or 2 1x2s. So meaning this one can't be a 1x2 because it has to be different than this shape. So it has to be at least an elbow macaroni. Like that. And this shape has to be the same as this shape. So it's got to be, yeah, maybe an elbow. Oh, no. So it can't be an elbow macaroni because this one would be the same as this. So maybe it has to be, these have to be like this. And then that one's by itself. Yeah. Yes, restore the Gemini and Delta window. Oh my gosh, we are so back. So yeah, there's a lot of bonus puzzles here. So I think I'm just going to move on so we can have the new mechanics. But that's going to be in a separate video because I said so. So yeah, I absolutely love this freaking game. It's getting tricky. Some of those like harder level 3 and level 4 are tricky. Like that one looks hard. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you're really liking these puzzles. I'm really enjoying these puzzles. They're really fun, even though they're tricky. It's really satisfying to use your brain in a logical way to like figure out where the pieces can and can't go. I like that there's a way to check up here in the corner what you have and haven't, or what is and is not correct. And I also saw, I think if you just do a random thing and you check the progress and it says there's at least one mistake, you can reveal what is wrong. So you know you have to break there. Like it'll be really helpful when I get to the really tricky puzzles. I'm for sure going to use that because I'm not as smart. I'm not as good at these type of puzzles as other people may be. So I'm definitely going to use those to my advantage. But anyway, for now, I'm going to break this video up and I'm going to keep playing onto the next mechanic, which is, I don't know, let's see. Let's do a little teaser. What's the new mechanic? Oh, it looks like there's not really a new mechanic. It's just wackier and funkier ways to do stuff. So I guess shape banks. Anyway, okay. I get really distracted. So tell me to stop. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.